Well, our reporter Kethevane Gorjestani is there in Miami, and we can talk to her now. Kethevane, what's the president planning to do today?
Well, the schedule of the president will start first with a command briefing from local leaders and rescue officials. He's going to be meeting with the mayor of Miami-Dade County, as well as the governor of Florida, Ron DeSantis. So he's going to be briefed on the latest developments here at the scene. He's also going to check at that moment, that's what the White House said, that the local officials have all the federal help that they need. Just on Friday, the president had authorized an emergency declaration for Surfside, for the site of this collapse, so that all the federal help could get as fast as possible to the site to help out with search and rescue operations. After that, he's going to meet those search and rescue workers who have been working around the clock to try to find those survivors, hopefully, but also to retrieve the bodies of those who have perished in this collapse, to try to give some closures to the families who are still anxiously waiting to find out news about their loved ones. And that will be really the main event of the day for the president, when he will meet with those grieving families, with those families who are still waiting to find out what happened to their loved ones. He has about a couple of hours set aside for meeting those families. He's going to embrace that role of comforter-in-chief, and much has been said about Joe Biden's ability to show empathy to people who are grieving, to people who are facing tragedies. And so that is going to be off press, no press allowed there. He's going to be speaking really individually with those families to try to help them get through this tragedy. And we are expecting Joe Biden to give remarks at the end of his visit here at Surfside before returning to Washington.
And Kethevane, you've been in town for several days now, talking to people in the community affected by this tragedy. What have you been hearing?
Well, it's a very tight-knit community, and so often when you speak to someone, even if it's someone who lived far from the building and who didn't even hear what happened that night, they actually all almost knew someone, or at least had been in contact with someone who was in that building. I spoke to a gentleman who is actually French, but who has been living here for about 15 years. And he said, I didn't have any close friends or any family in that building, but every day I would meet some of the residents at the coffee shop, or I would walk by them on the boardwalk by the beach. And so he said that it was very odd to see this town being so torn, because everyone really had some sort of link to the people in this building. I also spoke to a priest as well as a chaplain who said that the biggest and hardest part for those families is really the wait to find out what happened. As you said, more than 140 people still unaccounted for.
Kethevane Gorjestani for us there in Miami. Thank you very much indeed, Kethevane, for your reporting.